and I'm on my way to Chessington World of Adventures today with Stanley, who is 5, and Alfie, who is 13. It only reopened yesterday after being shut for the coronavirus, so we're not quite sure what to expect. We know we've got to have our temperatures taken when we go in, and there are certain rides we have to wear masks for, so we've got those. We've brought a massive picnic because we're not quite sure what food outlets might be open, but I'm really hoping there's going to be some coffee. Everything was really smooth when we arrived and really well signposted, and the cars were being parked really spaced out in the car park. We arrived pretty much at opening time, so there was a little bit of a queue just walking down to the park from the car park, but it was moving really quickly. On the way in, they checked our temperature using something that looked a little bit like a barcode scanner. The staff doing it were really friendly and really reassuring with the kids, and they weren't doing babies or tiny children. And then once we'd had our bags checked, we were in. There was no queue at all at the ticket barriers. Because the park isn't being filled right up to capacity at the moment, it felt really spacious and relaxed. As soon as you got in, there were hand sanitizer points. I've never sanitised my hands so much in one day. You had to do it on the way onto every ride and the way off of every ride, and there were points all over the park. There were arrows to keep a rough one-way system on some of the paths, and markings on the floor to keep everyone 2 meters apart in the queues. They were yellow paw prints. You had to wear a face mask on some of the big rides. I think it was the rides where you're likely to scream a lot and have your mouth open on the ride. If you'd forgotten to bring them, there were outlets where you could buy them around the park, including some quite fun animal print ones, but we'd brought ours from home. There were lots of really scary rides for our eldest, who is 13. He loved the vampire ride. And he also really loved the monkey swings.
Monkey swings are amazing.
The queues weren't bad at all, and some of the rides we literally walked all the way through the queuing area and walked straight onto the ride. The longest queue I think was the vampire, which was about 40 minutes, but most of them were less than 10. This is us heading on to Tomb Raider, which is a laser shooting ride, and as you can see, we're just racing straight through the queuing area. You can see the yellow paw prints for marking the 2 meter distances as we race over them. They cleaned every ride every half an hour, and the ride would stop, and then members of staff would come out either with hand spray and cloths or with big backpacks full of spray and disinfectant that was sprayed over the whole ride. It was a little bit annoying if you just got to the front of a queue for a ride and then it was the time it stopped for cleaning, but the announcements were really clear, and I think everyone just really appreciated that it was happening. There were lots of rides for the 5-year-old, for the little one, including 3 new rides which have opened this season in an area called the Rainforest. There was so much for him to do. Quite importantly, when you have children of different ages, ours are 5 and 13, there was lots we could all do together. As you can see on lots of the rides, they were filling every other carriage for safety. The Gruffalo Ride was a massive hit with everyone. It's really gorgeous. You get a bit splashed towards the end, but nobody minded. Quite a few food outlets around the park were closed, but the key ones in the market square were open, including the pizza pasta restaurant and the hot dog stand. Had quite big queues at lunchtime, so I was really pleased I'd brought a picnic, though we did have some slushies as a treat. Hooray, they've got coffee for you. One of the nicest things about Chessington as a theme park is it also has a zoo and a children's zoo. So when you've had enough of being whirled around on the rides, you can go and explore and meet the animals. There's a sea life centre within the park that's included in your ticket. And there's a children's zoo. It had a one-way system round it, and we loved going around and meeting the animals. And there was hand washing on the way out. We've just got back to the car and we have had an absolutely lovely day. It's been loads of fun. I don't think I've ever sanitised my hands so much in one day, but we've had a really, really glorious time. We've been on lots of rides. We've seen some lovely animals.
Are you actually doing the video?
Yeah, I am.
Superly, amazingly fantastic.
Fantastic.
Rattlesnake.
And
The tiny trucks.
11.